Hello people, so in this transmission I'm going to review something. I can't remember what. Let me look into my pockets. Nope, nothing. Uh, hold on, it's coming to me. It's this watch. I'm going to review this. You're going to watch if you want to watch. If you don't want to watch, you can switch off the channel. So this is a Citizen. This is a Citizen Eco-Drive BL5519-50E. Now try saying that 15 times over. So this is a chronograph, and that's not the main feature. The main feature is the Eco-Drive. It's even written on the dial here, if you can see, and the perpetual calendar. So let me explain it one by one. The Eco-Drive means that this watch has a battery, but the battery can be charged up using the solar panel in the dial of this watch. That means you can wear this watch normally, and whenever the dial is exposed to any sunlight, the battery inside will charge up automatically, so you won't have to worry about charging the battery. This watch, compared to this watch, I have to replace the battery every 12 months or 15 months. Now that might not sound like a huge problem, and it's not a huge problem. But when you have 5, 6, 7 watches, like I do, maybe even more, I'm never gonna tell, that becomes a problem. Like every year you have to replace all of those batteries and it just gets tedious. So this is good for that. You don't have to worry about the battery charging anymore. The other main feature of this watch is that it has something called a perpetual calendar. Now what perpetual calendar does is, for example, I have this Casio Edifice, and it also has a date window, and it does show date. But what happens is that every month the date gets out of whack. Every month or every other month. Maybe the month had 30 days or 31 days or 28 days. Because of that, the date gets a day or two ahead or behind in the watch. Again, that's usually not a big problem because you can make those adjustments very easily. But like I already mentioned, when you have so many watches, adjusting them all every month or so is a headache that I would rather avoid. Now, because of the perpetual calendar feature, you don't have to worry about that in this watch. You can set up the date, the year, the month while setting up the watch, and that's it. Done. I will make a separate video on how to do that because I don't want to make this review too long. So once you've set everything, this watch will show you the correct date even after 10 years because it has the perpetual calendar mechanism inside which keeps track of that sort of thing after you set it. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the review, this watch also has a chronograph. Now I like the chronograph. For the two people in the back of the class who are not familiar with the chronograph, a chronograph is basically a stopwatch. So you can use this feature to keep track of activities like running, cooking, or grilling meat, for example. One of many activities. I know most people who own a watch with a chronograph complication mostly don't end up using it, but you can. You can use the chronograph to keep accurate record of whatever activity you are doing up to like 60 minutes. This is the chronograph dial. Now, another feature I like in this watch is the alarm clock. You can set an alarm clock and it will basically beep and remind you of whatever activity you wanted it to remind of. I know, such an innovative feature, like it wasn't already invented 100 years ago, but it is handy. I like it especially because, especially for someone who is switching from a smartwatch, because you don't have to rely too much on your smartwatch for an alarm clock. So you can basically use it to remind you to go to gym or wake up, stuff like that in this watch. So you have that in this watch. You can set an alarm clock and that's a neat feature. I like that. It also has a local time feature, which I don't use that much because I don't travel out of the country that much. But you can set another local time, which is an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours ahead before however many hours it is, and you can just adjust that. You can once you basically move to another time, it will you can just do that, and it will go to the time of that time zone. So right now here it is 4 a.m., almost 4 a.m., but the local time is set 1 hour ahead. Now we're going to go back to the normal time, which is my local time, which is almost 4 a.m. So I know I don't have any life. I'm recording this review in the morning. It also has a date window. I hugely appreciate that. Who doesn't? There is also a 24-hour indicator subdial to indicate whether it's morning or the evening time of the day. I also think the lume on this watch is kind of average. Like any other mid-range watch, it does get charged when exposed to the light and then glows in the dark. I was expecting something better from a watch of this price range, but I guess there are some things that let us down in this world. So what are the things that I don't like in this watch? Well, there's not much. I can tell you that much. This is not a dressy watch. I can't wear it in a full formal setting, though I have worn it with a sports jacket, and you can definitely wear it with a sports jacket or a blazer, but that's not what this watch is meant to be worn with. It's meant to be a tool watch. It's meant to be used while riding horses or diving or riding a bike. It's basically supposed to be worn with jeans and polo or a t-shirt. So this is not a very dressy watch. This is also not a very dressy watch, but it does look awfully more sporty compared to the Citizen. You can't wear any of these in a full formal setting. I'm saying can't. You can do whatever you want, by the way. Doesn't mean you should, but you can. You shouldn't be wearing either of these in a full formal setting, but you can. This one you can maybe get away with as compared to this Casio. That's all I'm saying. The gold accents on this watch include the watch case, this ring around the watch case, the buttons, the crown, and the hour markers on the dial, the hour and minute hands, and the sub dials are also tastefully accented in rose gold color. The watch bracelet is also dual tone with the rose gold stripes. I'm not sure if you can see that rose gold stripes on it. Now, what makes this sort of a dress watch? It's not a dress watch, but it is. It has a smaller dial. It has a 44 millimeter case. So basically, the case is 44 millimeter. It has a 50 millimeter lug to lug. A lug to lug is good. It fits nicely on my wrist. Let me show you. Compared to the other watches I have, of course, dress watch is going to fit a lot better in a dressier setting, but this doesn't look half bad. I don't have a huge wrist. I don't have a small wrist. It's a medium sized wrist, and my friends often tell me I don't have a big enough wrist. So maybe I am compensating for something. So this has that. This is good. This looks good on my wrist. It looks normal. This is about the same sized watch, the case and everything. The lug to lug is almost similar. This is 52 millimeter lug to lug, and this is 50 millimeter lug to lug, and the case size is 50 millimeters on both of these. But I don't know, the aerodynamics and the curves of this watch make it look smaller, which I honestly I really appreciate that part. And so it also fits you can replace this, take out this bracelet and put a watch, leather watch strap. I wouldn't really recommend it, but if you want to do that, that's your sort of thing. I can't really, be bothered with that. It also has this butterfly clasp design. It's a good one. It has a couple of micro adjustments. So you can do those adjustments, or you can just readjust the bracelet, which I have done. The problem I have with this is the bracelet is a bit chattery. Not that this bracelet isn't chattery, but this used to be one of the best bracelets I had on a watch, the highest quality bracelet. This is a little better than the one on this Casio Edifice, because but the thing to note here is both of them are made of stainless steel. So it's not, the quality is not much different, I would say. Maybe the finish is, but other than that, it's a pretty decent, it's a pretty decent bracelet, one of the best I've seen on a watch. What are the other things I don't like in this watch? I honestly can't tell you. There's not much that I don't like in this watch. It looks nice. Oh yeah, it is. This is about an $80 to $100 watch right now. I have been using it for 7 years. I am very happy with it. But this watch this costs about 400 pounds or dollars wherever you're living. My friend bought it. I have been using it for 2 months. I loaned it from him to review this because I liked it so much. I wanted to review it. This is a $400 watch, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a very expensive watch. It's not $1,000 watch, but it is a 400-pound watch. It's certainly not a more affordable like $100 watch. You can get some of very good watches in $100 range or $200 range. So why should you buy this? You shouldn't. If you don't want to, if you like this, you want to buy this, you can. If I had the money, I would buy it. I would buy it for the features I mentioned: the perpetual calendar and the Eco-Drive alone, and the timer. The alarm is pretty good. The chronograph is also a neat feature to use, but I don't use it that much. I have to be honest about that. This watch is also rated at 100-meter water resistant. It is a diver watch after all, so seems to reason that it is also water resistant. It is marketed as 100-meter water resistant. I haven't checked that to the 100-meter depth, but I'm sure somebody will, and somebody already has, and somebody can correct me in the comments. But that's about it. It's a watch. It's a watch. It's a bit expensive for me. It might not be for you. It has lovely accents. It has great features. It's solid. It looks good on your hand. It's a little dressy, and that's not a bad thing. And yeah. Now here comes the disclaimer. I will try to put a link, if I can find, to this watch in the description. Those links might be affiliate links, those might not be affiliate links. But if they are affiliate links, I will make a little commission with no added cost to you if you decide to buy this watch using my affiliate link. I'm not sponsored by Citizen in any way. This watch was loaned from my friend who is not an employee or investor in the Citizen company, and nor is he a CEO. And that's it. If you like my review, give this video a like. This was my very first watch review on this channel. I normally review mechanical pencils and fountain pens and ballpoints and stuff like that on this channel, but I'm going to be reviewing other watches in my watch collection as well as other EDC gear. So if you want to see more of that kind of content, please subscribe to my channel. For now, I'll say thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!